What's going on everyone, Tommy from Pizarro's Pieces. It's Sunday, weather's lovely. I've been there again. 2 boot sales. Let's have a look at what I found. Welcome back guys to another episode of my car boot sale finds. Now, quickly before I get on to what I found, England in the semi-finals of the World Cup, eh? Who would have ever thought? So I actually was quite good yesterday, and when we beat Sweden, and I didn't drink at all. So we went, and me and my missus went and stayed at my missus's dad's house. So I ended up going to 2 different car boot sales this morning, 2 that I've never been before. The second one we actually stumbled across by accident, and I'll get into that in a bit. Just a couple of pickups this week. My WWE Elite Focus still on. I actually picked up the APA as well this week, Bradshaw and Varuk. They actually are already on display up there, and I picked up a couple of days ago Mankind and the Berserker. And I picked these up for £10 each in B&M, so pretty good deal, because these obviously when they first came out were about £18, so pleased with them. So the boot sale, guys, we were out in East Sussex, so I went to a boot sale in Peas Pottage, I think it is, just off the M23, so sort of going back towards home. Got there about 7 o'clock, 10 past 7. And it was £2 each to get in, which is quite expensive for a boot sale. A lot of boot sales are generally about 50p a pound to get in. We sort of walked around. My missus picked up a Halloween box set, Halloween the film complete box set. I think there's 8 DVDs or something in there for £1, so that was pretty good. And then I stumbled across a stall that was selling quite a few figures. They were all bagged up, so I picked up a handful of them. And I think, to be honest with you, I'm pretty pleased after doing a bit of research with the deals I've got. So we have got, I think I've just dropped one of these weapons on the floor. These were £2.50 each. Now, I recognised one of them straight away from a recently sold item of mine that I sold recently on eBay. And I sold this figure for £40. It was in this box, mind you, but I thought for £2.50 I'm not going to pass these up. Unfortunately, this version is missing his sword. He's got his gun and his stick. So this is Deathstroke. I think this is the Arkham. It might be Arkham Origins or Arkham Asylum. I can't remember version. Like I said, this one's missing his sword, but that's a 15, potentially £20 figure. I've got another version of Deathstroke here. This one is complete. Like I said, his sword has fallen somewhere. So I've got his gun, he's got his knife, and his sword. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's here. So, got his sword, got his gun, he's got his little side knife. I can't remember what version this was. I think it's Super Villains DC or something. I checked up. Again, this is loose, complete. Probably a £12 to £15 figure. Deathstroke seems to be quite popular, and then I've got a third version of him, and this is the Arrow. I think this is the Arrow TV version. Again, unfortunately missing his sword, but even as he is, he's got his gun, and he's got his handgun and his like machine gun. This guy is probably worth about a tenner as well. So £2.50 each. I'm hoping there's some Deathstroke fans out there, but I know these go quite well. We've got a Deadshot figure here with his gun. This is the DC Suicide Squad version. Probably £8 to £10 figure with his gun. Again, £2.50. And then we've got, they all came in these bags, by the way. I haven't had a chance to properly look at them. We've got the Winter Soldier, not complete and not with the correct gun, I do not think. I'm not sure, but he comes with 2 different heads. And he's got a small machine gun, but I'm sure this version had a big gun with him. I might be wrong. If there's any Marvel Legends followers out there, I don't know if that's correct gun. I'm sure this guy come with a big red gun. I think this is the Captain America Winter Soldier. It was actually the Winter Soldier Legends run. I can't remember the builder figure now that it was, but I'm almost certain that's not the correct gun. But £2.50. I know this guy is worth more than £2.50, even as he is with the head and everything. So that was a pretty good find, guys. And last but not least, off the same guy, I got a Cable figure. Unfortunately, missing his vest. Got his gun missing, and he's got another gun here, but I don't know if that's the correct gun with it. But this is the 2010 the 3.75 Marvel Universe figure. Obviously, with the recent Deadpool film starring Cable, they did have a Deadpool one as well, but I passed on it. I thought I didn't want to start just buying up loads of these figures. But for £2.50, again, good price. Even as he is, he's probably worth £8 to £10. So I was quite pleased with that. So yeah, moving on, guys. That was pretty much all I found at that first boot sale. So going home, I sort of said, we were going through Croydon, and I said to my missus to Google if there was any boot sales on in Croydon, because I don't know the area. Anyway, about 10 minutes later, I was just going to go home, and I happened to pass one. It sort of said 100 yards up on the left boot sale. So I thought, look, let's just go in. It was quite late. It was about 8:15, which by boot sale standards is quite late. I was pleasantly surprised to find a few bits and pieces there, quite surprisingly. So first of all, I got this Sonic the Hedgehog Tomy water game, £3. I thought 1991, I think this is. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys probably remember these water games. You fill them up with water and then push the button and try and get the rings on there. So I thought I'd grab that for £3. I picked up a couple of dinosaurs. Got a Jurassic Park one, Dimetrodon, from the original Jurassic Park line. I paid £1 for that, and I picked this up because this is some of you may not know, some of you will know. Imperial, they sort of made like the knockoff Godzillas in the 80s. So this is an Imperial Triceratops from 1986, in the same box as that. I paid £1 for it. I don't know what it's worth, but I think there are people that collect Imperial dinosaurs out there. So the same guy I bought this off was also had a Nintendo NES and some Game Gears for sale, but I passed on them, and I'll tell you the reason why in a minute. So I also got these 6 Turtles books off him, original vintage Turtles books, for £5 for the 6. So we've got Turtles Sky High, Turtles Red Herrings, Turtles 6 Guns, and I can't pronounce that, Buried Treasure, a joke, and 2 joke books. So these are all original Teenage Turtle books. Pretty cool, pretty good condition as well. I mean, even when these came out, they were £1.99. That was back in probably about 91, 92. So another cool find. Now, last but not least, this is the reason why I didn't really want to buy any Game Gears. So I kind of went to the boot sale with a little bit of a budget. I didn't want to go over it. I ended up buying the next item, which I'm going to show you in a sec. But upon bringing it home and checking it, it is incomplete, this item, but it did have some other goodies in the bottom of the box. So I'll go through them first. So this was in this, with this item that I bought, it was in the box. This is a Thundercats hover cap from LJN. Missing one of the handles, and it did have like a glass protecting thing there. But even as it is, it's worth about £10, so not too bad. It's got both wings as well. Normally the wings are always snapped and that. Also amongst this lot that were in this bag, that were in this box, sorry, we've got a Lando from 1982, is this one? Yeah, it's worth about £1, it's not worth about £4. I don't know what this is from. I've got to identify this. I'm not entirely sure what that's from, to be honest with you. We've got a couple of 1984 Transformers stamps. I think one of them's Wheeljack and one of them's Jazz. Yeah, Wheeljack and Jazz. Worth probably a couple of quid each. Cool little items. And then last but not least, I've got a really good condition Leoric from Visionaries. No weapons, but he has got his helmet and his hologram is in pretty good nick. I can see the lion pretty crisp, pretty clear, to be honest with you. Again, as he is, probably worth £8 to £10. So put all them little bits and that together, probably around 20-25 pounds worth of bits. Not that bad. And these bits were extra because I didn't know any of this was in this box. So this item, I'm really shocked that no one picked this up, to be honest with you. I'm gonna have to clear the table a little bit because it is big. It is a big item. I picked this up and I've maybe sold it, not sure yet. It is incomplete, but just to see something like this at a boot sale in a decent condition box as this is was just really good. So this is, like I said, this is a really big box. Mask, the Boulder Hill playset. Let me try and squeeze it in there. There we go. The sticker on the front, like the artwork here, this is fantastic. I love this. And this was on the floor, and I cannot believe no one bought this, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's missing a couple of bits, like the pumps are always missing generally at a Boulder Hill playsets. It's also missing the boulder. But the box overall is in really, really good nick, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'll take a punt with it. For what I'm paying for it, the box has got to be worth a little bit of money, because I know Mask is a huge, it's huge at the minute, and people are after it. So I paid £30 for this. It's got the inserts in it. The guy wanted 40, and then he said to me, "Are you a collector?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm a collector, but obviously I don't collect Masks." So he said, "Give me 30 quid for it." So I didn't actually have 30 quid on me. I only had about 20 on me, but his missus said she had PayPal, so I just PayPal'd it. I just thought, with just as it is with a box, I thought it's got to be worth 30 quid, worth a punt. It is a big, big playset. It's a big item to be trying to sell at toy shows and stuff like that. So I've sort of agreed a deal in, not completely yet, not signed off deal or anything, but I have sort of agreed to sell it to Rob. You guys will have seen in previous videos the huge mask collector stroke mask dealer, who I know has got spares and bits and pieces. So we've kind of come to an agreement verbally on the phone for him to buy it off of me. I just thought I couldn't leave it there. I mean, if the guy started asking 60 quid, I would have left it 60-70 quid. When he wanted 40 and he said, "Look, I'll take 30, I just thought, you know what, you don't see Boulder Hill, you don't see Mask period at boot sales, let alone a Boulder Hill playset. I mean, but the box is huge, it's bigger than Castle Grayskull box, but just because the box was so nice, in decent condition, I just thought, you know what, let me just get it. I mean, you know, even if I sell it for just to make a little bit of money on it, I had to get it, I didn't want to leave it. And I'm really shocked that no one picked it up. I was quite surprised. And the stall next to him was the guy who I got the Sonic water thing off. He had 2 Game Gears, he had an NES, but he wanted £25 for the NES. It came with 2 controllers and 2 games. It was quite clean, really good price, but I'm really comprehensive about buying consoles at boot sales because I just think they're not going to work. And the thing is, £25 is not a lot of money, but if you get home and it don't work, you're going to be pissed. Whereas if I spend £30 on that, the guy did tell me it weren't complete. He said there's some other bits in there, including this, that he didn't know what it was. But he said to me that it was missing the pumps and that, so I kind of knew that it weren't complete, and I was still happy to take a punt of 30 quid. I mean, if I can sell these two for 20 quid, that's a little bit of my chunk of my money back. So I think overall I'm quite pleased with the deal. I'm really pleased with today's finds, to be honest with you. Still stuff out there, but it was good to go to 2 different boot sales I've never been before. Obviously I usually go to the same ones that are local to me. There's quite a lot, and I sort of see the same faces, the same people buying up, the same people clearing house as such, and the same people selling, because you do still see the same sort of dealers and that. So it was nice to see some fresh stuff, and to find that, I mean, yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't pay a fiver for it, but £30 in the grand scheme of things, I spend more than £30 to go Nando's with my missus, so it's not really that much money in the sense of a toy that's 30 plus years old. So yeah guys, that was it. It's been a pretty good weekend. No, let me rephrase that. It's been a really good weekend. I'm buzzing about the football at the minute. I think England can make it all the way. Now we've got Croatia, a beatable team, definitely. But no matter what, I think the country should be proud of what the football team have achieved. So guys, yeah, if you are watching this and you ain't subscribed, please consider to do so. I am on all social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. All the links are below. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, or if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down, whatever tickles your fancies. Until the next video guys, enjoy your weekend and I'll see you then.